Say, man, what up, gang? It's the homie U.T.
And your girl Raven.
And right now, man, say, look, we are coming at you live in effect with another couples trucking video. And, baby girl, what you gonna talk about today?
Today, what we're going to talk about is our experience working with a larger company versus a smaller company. As you guys know, we started off with Prime Inc.
Yeah.
That was a large company, and we told you guys how much we enjoyed working for them. But today we're going to be on a different topic because we have gone through different situations now with a smaller company. And we just want to inform you guys on the pros and cons of that situation.
Man, so pretty much, just like she said, man, since Prime, we have dibbled a little bit and dabbled a little bit and, with some smaller companies, and we're just going to touch on that, man. Okay. We also decided not to, mention any of these company names, for special interests and things like that. Again, our purpose here is to inform and educate the next young drivers and people coming up and things like that. But we're not here to, bash anybody or any independent, company owners or any trucking company. That's not our goal. So
yeah, we're basically just here to speak about our experiences so that you guys are informed and that you remain safe.
Yeah, and on that note, my whole thing is this: if y'all want to know the names, y'all just get in contact with me directly, and I'll gladly drop those names, man. But because hey, I want y'all to be as safe as y'all can be. But going at it like this, we not just gonna mention their names abroad and things like that, man. We gonna try to have them correct themselves and things like that. But first of all, it's a small company out of Houston, Texas, man. We'll start with the
intake process, the training. We're going to get into how we started with them.
Okay, you want to go ahead?
Yes. So how we started with them, we put in the application and they made us feel like, we would be taken care of and that we were excited to work with them. But first and foremost, we had to pay to get our own TWIC card, which was $125 out of our own pockets for a TWIC card that we actually ended up never using.
Okay, and let me touch on that. So originally, we were flatbed, truckers, and with this company, we had to become tankers or get our tanker endorsement. So that being said, we thought we were just getting our tanker endorsement, but they actually, like she said, had us go get a whole TWIC card. And we never used a TWIC card, and it was just a horrible experience just doing that part. But after that, let's talk about the training.
So as far as the training, they didn't want to train us together because they felt like they would have the guy that was training us, he felt like he would have issues with his wife if he told his wife that he had to train a woman. So what he did was he took my husband out by himself and they did 1 or 2 loads to kind of show him how things worked. And then they came back and they picked me up and expected him to be able to show me everything that he learned in just 2 loads.
In 2 loads, not even 2 days. I'm talking about 1 day, 2 loads, not 2 days with 2 loads. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, man, was it horrible? Yes. Was it fast paced? Yes. And was the dude very thorough? No.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Very thorough at all.
And in my head, I'm like, man, I'm like, damn, is this what it's like? You know, whenever you get with a smaller company, and man, I was like, it seemed like it was like a bunch of finesse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. They wanted us to basically operate as if we were the owners of the truck, but we weren't. We were company drivers.
Company drivers. And then on top of all of that, man, we end up finding out later through an incident in a situation, like this owner, like I said, the company based in Houston, but is he from Atlanta?
No, he's from Houston.
Okay, he's from Houston, man, but okay. Yeah, he's from Houston. I thought he was from Atlanta. Maybe, he used to live in Atlanta, but
no, he's from Houston.
Okay, but here's the whole thing, man. They didn't even have us on the insurance.
Not at all. We were under the impression that once we got on the truck, everything with their insurance had cleared and that we were good to go.
You know what I'm saying?
After, we had an incident because we had a lot of issues with the truck. Just starting off.
Come on, this is day 2. We already having incidents with the truck. The fuse is going out, lights going out.
Yes, pumps not working on the actual tanker itself.
Yeah, the valve and the screws, everything just being loose. Y'all, let me tell y'all what happened to me personally. So we get to our load destination, and we're at the receiver, and they're trying to receive, the product out of the tank. The bolt or the screw on one of the valves comes unloose. Now, mind you, this is our first. We on day number 2 on the job. Day number 1 was all right, but day number 2, this incident happened. We never actually had proper training on how these valves actually work. What we were told was, if anything happens, call.
Yes.
And so when we called, the dude's name, I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm sorry, but the dude was like, hey, put me on FaceTime and I'm gonna guide y'all through the whole process.
And he was very knowledgeable, but at the same time, we're not mechanics. And what we were initially told was once we got there, the receiver would be able to do everything and unload the product without our help whatsoever. But that ended up not being the case.
And it's one of those things in trucking where, nothing's ever going to go right. We were well aware and we kind of understood that. But what we weren't expecting was for the dude to be on FaceTime like this, like, hey, whoop-de-woo, and show me this and show me that, and we all on FaceTime,
and he's getting impatient with us because we don't know, we don't have the proper tools to do what we need to do.
And we talking about 2 a.m. in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, hold the phone, shine the flashlight, let me see what's going on, and I'm like, and not only that, he sounded intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? So this is supposed to be our manager in the chain or whatever. Dude sounded intoxicated like a motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It was definitely an eye-opening experience to let us know that this equipment is definitely not the best, because we're only on day 2 and we're already having issues with just unloading the product. And it felt so unorganized and so dysfunctional.
For sure, man. And it really sucked, because these were some I'm not about to put racing in the story, so I'm not even gonna go there, but it was just not what I expected, from some fine brothers, man, that I thought was some cool brothers, man, but definitely didn't turn out to be cool at all. After that little incident with the valve, then we had one of the lights went out.
Well, not just one of the lights. All of the lights on the trailer were completely out.
Oh my God.
My husband had to drive for about 80 miles for a few hours without any lights on the trailer because there was nowhere for us to stop and we didn't know how to fix it. So we had to actually get back to this same receiver, but we pulled in without any lights on the trailer.
And when I made it there, if anybody knows me, the first thing I said was, I looked up at the sky.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. You dig what I'm saying? Because I made it, man, and, you know, without getting pulled over, you know, without no incidents or accidents and things like that. And, you know, once we got there, you know, again, we got hands-on training on how to change a fuse and, you know, changing fuses for the first time, which was, again, it was quite an experience. But nonetheless, we ended up changing those fuses and, you know, we was able to get the lights back on. But before that,
I had an incident that happened with just trying to pull into the receiver because the lights on the trailer weren't working. When I tried to pull in, the receiver's gate was about, you know, this big and I couldn't see. So unfortunately for me, I ended up hitting the gate.
Hitting the gate, you know, but not anything crazy.
Not nothing crazy and not a whole lot of damage. But that incident is pretty much what led to us not working with this company anymore.
Yeah, and from that incident, the owner of the company, man, started trying to harass my wife and call her every day, like just on some finesse, man. Like he was saying that, oh, you know, I'm gonna need some way to pay for these damages. And I'm like, bro,
the truck itself was not damaged at all. It was the gate for the company that was damaged.
Yeah.
And when we initially called them, because of course after it happened, we immediately called our manager, let them know. They said that because they knew that we were new, you know, we had only had about 3 months of experience at this point. So they knew that incidents could happen. And they said, you know, just be careful. And they even made us, you know, feel like that we would be able to continue working with them and for them. I even offered to pay for the damages out of my own, you know, check just to ensure that we still were able to have a job. And unfortunately, that ended up not being the case.
Yeah, not being the case. And like I said, man, and you know, shout out to all of the older truckers that are watching this video because we know y'all got, you know, a lot of advice, and please, we would love for y'all to leave comments because, like I said, we just learning along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she just out of the kindness and thinking that, okay, you know, maybe, you know, I'm trying to help, you know, because she feel like, you know, dang, you know, it was my fault and things like that. But the whole point that I'm getting at is the owner was trying to, like, it was like trickery and finesse because he's telling us like these damages were up to the amount of like $10,000. And in my head, I'm like, man, there's no way that this gate, a small, cheap gate, you know what I'm saying, could even be that much money. Yeah. And then not only that, you know, I started getting irritated because, like I said, he calling her and acting like she not trying to like respond and things like that. I'm like, bro, weren't we on, God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm like, bro, weren't we on the insurance? I'm like, didn't y'all have insurance covering y'all? I'm like, we're company drivers, you know what I'm saying? We're not lease operators, we're not owner operators. I'm like, what did the insurance say? And I start asking these questions. I'm like, you know, matter of fact, give me the number to the receiver. Let me talk to them and find out how much this gate is. Like if this is, you know, some gate that they, you know, put up at the White House or something. Like, man,
when
come on with that type of, man, come on, bro.
When we got onto the truck, we were under the impression that we were already on the insurance, and it ended up being that they let us go because they said that the insurance had not gone through and that they put us on a truck when we weren't in fact insured yet. And so they said that now that this incident happened, we were no longer to be able to be insured by the company that they were using. So that's why they said that they let us go. They didn't even initially tell us that they had let us go. They waited days, almost a week after this happened.
And before that, they were like, well, you know what? The truck is going to be in the shop for like, you know, a week or whatever.
For some scheduled maintenance. The truck was going to be in the shop. So we had to go back home, bring the truck to the shop, and then go to our residence. And we were waiting for days to, you know, see when we were going to get back on the road. We didn't find out that we had been let go until we literally called them and were like, hey, when are we getting back on the road? And that's when they informed us that we were being let go.
Yeah, so...
And upon that...
Okay.
You know, that's when we asked, okay, so are you guys going to keep the check that we were due? And the manager couldn't even say. He said, contact the owner. And by the time we, you know, once we tried to contact the owner, we heard nothing back for weeks.
Hey, this dude
ducked and dodged for weeks and did not say anything.
This is the owner of the company, man. This dude was like, I'm talking about, did not pick up the phone, didn't return the call, didn't answer none of the messages. Like, in my head, I'm like, what type of professionalism? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what type of shit is that? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
even if you were going to keep the checks, you could have at least picked up the phone to say that that's what was going to happen. And then, you know, after a month or two is when he started to call me saying that, oh, this company is asking for their money and I'm trying to protect your license.
And guess what? Guess when he called? 2 days before Christmas. I told my girl, I say, man, that dude trying to get some extra bonus money. That dude trying to get some extra Christmas money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because he kept calling
me. What? Right before Christmas, bro. Like, who does that? You know what I'm saying?
He kept calling me, and so I in turn ended up, you know, handing the phone to my husband and asking him to call him back to let's see what's going on, because we still, you know, we're trying to be reasonable and we're just trying to find out all the information. So, and then upon finding out that information is when he actually informed us that yes, we were on the insurance and that it should have been covered by insurance. He just needed more
U.T. get on the phone. U.T. start grilling this dude. You dig what I'm saying? U.T. start talking to this dude like, hey man, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. His whole story start changing and everything, man. And, you know, because, you know, that's the thing, man. Sometimes, you know, somebody try to play on you or they try to play you. But once you, you know, start asking the tougher questions and things like that, man, his whole story changed. We haven't heard from him since. He then became the ghost again and just disappeared. You dig what I'm saying? We ain't heard from that dude since. So, long story short, man, when it comes to these small companies, you got to be careful because we ended up, you know, actually going with another company, which is where we're at now. And they're still not, you know, as big as Prime, but it's been so much better. Yes.
Our process here, our training was very thorough. We know exactly what we're doing. Even if we are to have an issue, it's always handled in a timely manner. So honestly, it really just comes down to finding the company that's willing to do what they say that they're gonna do.
No, for sure, because now that we're with these guys, you know, we pull doubles, sometimes triples, you know, and one of the, you know, the little, you know, pros is they do work with us, you know, they work with, you know, they work to really make sure, you know, that you got a comfortable schedule and you know you do about 2 months on the road. You know, you get, you know, about 4 or 5 days off at home. They don't try to burn you out.
Yeah.
So that's one of the pros, and a con is maybe like, because they're not as big as Prime or whatever, sometimes, you know, when you got scheduled maintenance, like if you get there, of course, and the shop is closed, you know, Prime, they had 24-hour mechanics.
Yes.
They had a beast that ran 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, with this company, they're, you know, kind of medium to on the smaller side. So sometimes, you know, you might have to, you know, be, you know, chilling for a while. But hey, as y'all can see, they done got us a little room for the night.
Yeah.
So, you know, we you know, those are some of the things like give and take. You dig what I'm saying? But like she was saying, man, you know, you just got to find out what works best for you.
Yes, it always is about what works best for you, who's willing to work with you and actually stick to their word and what they're going to do.
No, for sure. And I wanted to say this, man, because a lot of the older truckers, you know, and again, y'all please leave comments because we don't know it all. We're just sharing with you all our journey, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But to the older guys and ladies that have been doing it, please, if y'all got something to teach us and tell us, please leave it in the comments. You know, we trying to be transparent with our whole journey. Right now, you know, we still company drivers. To the newer truckers and, you know, newer guys that are coming into the game, we're hoping that you all can learn from our story, from our journey, and from you know, from some of the mistakes and things like that. As she said, with any company, number one thing is
make sure that you're safe.
Safety. I can't stress it enough. That's number one. You dig what I'm saying? If you just make sure you're safe, man, you're gonna have a great career. You know, you're gonna make a lot of money. You know, you're gonna find the right fit that works for you, and you know, you'll have a very long-lasting, fulfilling career.
Absolutely. So guys, I mean, we're gonna end this video by saying, just make sure that you always do your research.
For sure.
Stay safe out there on the road because your safety is the number one priority. We want you all to come home just like we want to get home. So,
and on that note, hey, look, before we go ahead and do the whole shebang and end this video, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you to everybody, you know, who have liked, shared, and viewed, you know, some of our content and our videos. And I want to say stay tuned because we definitely have more in store. You dig what I'm saying? Guys, hey, look, man. Until next time, stay healthy, my friends. Believe it.